If you've spent any time working with me, you know that one of my passion projects is making sure that folks have a pipeline that actually works for them and that they are able to effectively move people through, and that we're done with this concept of putting people in a pipeline and then never having them transact again. So this has become such a passion project that I've got a whole course on it, the profitable pathway. But what I want to do right now is just work through a couple of quick steps and diagnoses to help you move more efficiently through the people in your pipeline. So what ends up typically happening is that people end up in the pipeline and then they just hang out there forever and ever, and nothing ever actually happens with them. And it's not really a pipeline. It's just a graveyard of names. Step one to figuring out what the heck is going on there is to figure out what is actually happening. Do I not have enough people coming into my pipeline, i.e. do I have a volume issue or a lead issue? Or is it that the people that I'm putting in the pipeline aren't actually converting? So that's step one, is what's actually happening there. The second step that we're going to look at is, once we've determined that the people that are in there just aren't converting, we've got to figure out where in that process are they falling through the cracks. So there's a couple of key steps here. There's people who we make connection with them, either at an open house or a referral or whatever, and then they ghost us after that first contact. Chances are, if that's happening, your outreach is just not compelling enough. Your messaging is not getting through to them, and it's just white noise that they're tuning out. Maybe it's not that. Maybe that you're getting the appointments, but you're not getting the contract signed. That's typically a delivery of information issue. We're not building enough value. We're not communicating what it is that we can do for them such that it makes sense that they would move forward to sign a contract. I wouldn't sign a contract with someone that I didn't understand what I was getting out of the contract either, right? The third thing that typically comes up is that deals are just dying later on in the process. They are not getting under contract. They signed the agreement. They're working with us, but they're either not putting in offers on houses. The offers aren't getting accepted, something along those lines. They keep falling out. This is typically a loss of momentum situation. We probably have not set them up for success at that initial consultation process in the beginning. So when you've identified what's causing the sticking points, then we have to tweak and adjust, come up with what are the areas that I need to double down on to become more robust in my communication with them, or set better expectations, or express my value more confidently. Make those tweaks and adjustments one at a time so you can figure out what works and what doesn't, and stick with it for long enough to see if the change actually happens. And then on a quarterly basis, I would ask you to pause and do this check again. Where are leads getting stuck? What messaging is working? And what's one small adjustment that I can make that will increase the likelihood that someone's going to convert within my pipeline? I always tell people before the hunt is always for more leads, but oftentimes the issue isn't more leads. It's that we need to convert better the leads that we've collected. And that's easier anyway, right? Instead of always on the hamster wheel of I need more, if we can just get better at what we're doing with the people that we have, doesn't that sound like less of a headache to you?